Picture this, you're playing a visual novel when you see an empty space in the dialogue. You click the empty space, and the avalanche of words spawn on the screen. You don't know what to do, but you start moving your mouse on the screen, and the words disappear one by one. When one word just doesn't. You try and click it, and a new avalanche of words appears. But the meaning is just a little bit more sinister. That's because we are making a DDLC-Inspired word hunt today. This is part 2 of my DDLC-Inspired clickable dialogue effects, so I'm using some code from the first effect. You might want to watch my first video, but for now I will be explaining as we go. I'm making a list that contains the first part of the text, dictionaries of the words, and the last part of the text. We will change between the words as we click, so the sentence will go from "everything feels fine today" to "everything feels strange today" to "everything feels wrong today" and to "everything feels empty today." Each word dictionary has props, which are different stylings to give to the words as we go to the further stages. After that, we show a custom screen that we make in a minute, and we add an empty dialog to keep the dialog box visible easily. Now for the screen. We have already declared a stage variable to track on which word are we currently. We give the screen model and Zogger 100 to keep the player from interacting with any screens that are underneath. We have already declared styles for the text and the clickable word, so we give the screen style prefix clickable. For the first word, we have an H box, with the first part of the sentence as text, the word as clickable button, and the last part of the sentence as text again. But once we click the word, we don't need the button anymore, so we add all the parts of the sentence as text. That's because we will make multiple buttons separately, one of which is the real one and the others are decoy. We make a function, clickable stage advance, to increase the variable stage or to hide the screen when we are done. We use it in the screen we just created. Let's check what we got. We can click on the empty space and go to the first word, but then we cannot continue. That's exactly what we want since we have removed the button at this stage. Let's create some more functions, shall we? First, let's make a master function, word hunt click, that fires when we click on the word. We give it the word dictionary, screen name and button count, which we will default to 90. Inside we will create the buttons using another function we are about to write. Let's name it word hunt generate. And then we just advance the stage. In word hunt generate, we choose a random number from the button count to decide which will be the real button. Each button is a dictionary that contains the text and props from the word dictionary. A random position on the screen, display flag to control the visibility of the button, and real flag to mark the real button. And lastly, let's make a function word hunt hide that turns the display flag to false. Let's go back to the screen and change the action to the master function. Then we loop through all the buttons. If the button displays true, we add it to the screen. On hover, we hide the button unless it's the real button. Let's set the action to no action for the time being. Now, let's see. When we click the empty space, we get this monstrosity of word vomit with which I might or might have not played with for like 10 minutes straight. Let's add the click action to the real button so we can proceed further than the first word. Now, what do we have? When we find a word that doesn't disappear, we can click it, and we get further to the next word. And the hunting starts all over again. When we get to the last word and click it, the screen disappears. Well, we need to return the button generating function if we have increased the stage beyond the last word. And now that we fixed this mistake and we have absolutely no more bugs, we can continue with the final touches. Having the words just materialize in the screen is not exactly exciting, so let's get a flickering transform. The time each word stays invisible increases as their indexes increase. That makes them appear one after another. Lastly, let's substitute the word with spaces in the dialog box. I had to hide and then show the screen again every time I increase the stage, to force Ren'Py to regenerate all the buttons. There might be a better way, but I tried a thing or two and that's the only thing that worked. If you have another idea, please leave it in the comments. And here you have it. Fun and unsettling DDLC-Inspired UR bending. I played around with the handwritten font a little bit cause the other one just wasn't a vibe. If you want to do something similar but not so over the top, you should check the first part of the DDLC-Inspired effects. I will put the video link in the description, and I also link the template of the effect on my itch.io. Or you should watch the video that appears on the screen because YouTube thinks you might like it. Till next time, stay creepy.